A bombshell report reveals a foreign government is flooding the U.S. with anti-American textbooks. Federal agents arrest the ringleaders of the pro-criminal illegal alien protest that invaded a church in Minnesota. President Trump declares a new agreement in the works between the U.S. and NATO, granting America total access to Greenland. And a quick-thinking Florida man springs into action, saving the lives of 2 toddlers. We'll get into all of that and your quick hits now. What's up, guys? Welcome to the wrap-up, where we break down the biggest stories of the week that you might have missed but need to know. I'm your host, Casey. While many U.S. schools still struggle to teach basic American civics to the next generation, a foreign government seems to be actively working to undermine it. According to investigative journalist Peter Schweizer, Mexico is flooding U.S. classrooms with roughly 1 million textbooks each year. These materials include a Marxist, anti-capitalist worldview and paint the United States as the enemy, all while targeting immigrant children to prevent true assimilation. In Schweizer's recent book, The Invisible Coup, he reveals that the textbooks promote, quote, decolonial ideology, drawn from Marxist thinkers like Paulo Freire. Examples include nostalgic praise for Soviet-era worker schools, condemnations of capitalism as the root of inequality, and portrayals of the U.S. as the aggressor in the Mexican-American War that stole territory. The books are distributed through Mexico's network of over 50 consulates, far more than any other nation maintains in the U.S. Critics argue that local U.S. school administrators allowing these books into classrooms are effectively aiding a foreign power's campaign against American values. Schweizer added that one goal could be to ensure that migrants remain tied to their home country to sustain the massive flow of remittances, which exceeds $60 billion annually. This discovery by Schweizer gives further evidence of why teaching honest, pro-American history to students is more important than ever. Earlier this week, Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy attended the launch of the Freedom Truck Mobile Museums, which were designed by PragerU in partnership with Hillsdale College and Freedom 250. These 6 mobile museums will travel across the country, bringing the story of America's founding to life for a new generation. Through interactive exhibits and storytelling, these trucks will educate the next generation about America's founding, values, and greatness. To learn more about how to visit a truck near you, visit PragerU.com. Next up, on Thursday morning, federal agents began arresting suspects linked to the chaotic anti-deportation, pro-criminal, illegal alien protest at a Minnesota church that took place on Sunday. Activists Nakima Levy-Armstrong and Chantal Louisa Allen were detained for their alleged role in invading and interrupting a service at City's Church in St. Paul, which protesters claimed was tied to immigration and customs enforcement, federal officials said on X. Both women held leadership positions in Minnesota Black Lives Matter groups. Armstrong was formerly the president of the Minneapolis branch of the NAACP, and also in attendance was former CNN host Don Lemon, who claims all he did was, quote, commit an act of journalism by recording the incident. But Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Harmeet Dillon said Lemon's potential foreknowledge of the protest may implicate him in criminal activity. Dillon also weighed in, saying she believed the Sunday demonstration violated churchgoers' civil rights based on the footage. In a post on X, Attorney General Pam Bondi wrote, quote, we do not tolerate attacks on places of worship, noting that more updates are soon to come. In our next story, President Trump announced a plan is set to secure access to Greenland under a framework deal negotiated with NATO, ensuring indefinite military and strategic dominance in the Arctic. In a Fox Business interview, Trump explained that details are still being hammered out, but the conditions are clear, saying, quote, we're getting everything we want at no cost, total access. There's no end, there's no time limit. He emphasized Greenland's critical role in U.S. defense, particularly as part of his Golden Dome missile defense system. The president stressed that national security, not rare earth minerals, is the primary driver. The framework, discussed with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte in Davos, requires European allies to boost their military presence in the Arctic, while barring Russia and China from investments there. Trump has already dropped threatened tariffs on resistant European nations, signaling progress. Critics in Denmark and Greenland remain skeptical, insisting sovereignty is non-negotiable. But Trump's deal-making has advanced U.S. leverage without force or financial outlay. Up next, in an act of heartwarming heroism, a Florida man sprang into action to rescue two tiny toddlers who had wandered onto a roadway in Brevard County near Cocoa Beach. Dashcam footage captured the terrifying moment the girls were walking right in the path of oncoming vehicles. Father of 5, John Brittingham, pulled over, ran out, held up one arm to halt traffic, and scooped both children to safety in mere seconds. Brittingham told reporters, quote, "I was terrified thinking of what could have happened to them. The rest of my life would have been ruined." The children had slipped out through an open gate at a nearby Airbnb rental. Their parents were unaware until Brittingham reunited them. Social media and local outlets quickly hailed Brittingham as a hero. Authorities from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office are investigating how the escape occurred, but thankfully no one was injured. And now it's time for Quick Hits. Left-wing Democratic congressional candidate Kat Abu-Ghazaleh blamed narcolepsy after missing a candidate forum Tuesday night. Abu-Ghazaleh reportedly slept through the entire event, missing alarms, phone calls, and even her campaign manager knocking on her door. New York City's $1.1 billion effort to curb subway fare evasion is facing hilarious scrutiny, as a viral TikTok trend dubbed the Turnstile Jumpers Challenge shows how easy it is to bypass the system that was originally pitched as being, quote, foolproof. Vice President J.D. Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance announced she's pregnant with their 4th child, a boy, due at the end of July. Before J.D. and Usha's 2026 pregnancy reveal, the last U.S. vice president to have a child in office was Schuyler Colfax and Ellen in 1870. Two parents in Minnesota have raised $170,000 on GoFundMe after claiming ICE officers tear-gassed them and their 6 kids for no reason on their drive back home, which happened to pass by an anti-ICE protest. Unfortunately for them, the internet has receipts, and footage revealed the parents participating in the mob that was harassing federal officers, then trying to flee the scene. In a display of true ignorance, No Kings protesters put up a sign at the annual World Economic Forum meeting in Davos earlier this week, even though countries in attendance like Denmark, Belgium, Spain, the Netherlands, Norway, and the UK all have actual kings. That's a wrap for this week. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us what you thought about these stories, and we'll see you back here next week on The Wrap-Up. Thank you so much for watching this video. In order to keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation today.